Really pretty today. So you think you're really pretty. What's that from? Today my vlog is not about making Six ice cream. I'm making him ice cream. Today I kind of just wanted to come on and talk to you guys, but then he came interrupted. So good job. So I have to like get him really comfortable so I can film in peace. So I'm making him some ice cream. But no, we don't need that many. Wait, I'll tell you when to hand me another one, okay? I am trying this new thing where I don't actually give him ice cream. I give him yogurt, a fruit, some ice. You call it ice cream?
Yeah.
So this is just my little way of trying to get him to sit so I can like, wait, baby, that's enough. So I can film in peace without him, can I have that one? Without him kind of driving me up the wall. But you guys, I was on live the other day and you guys were just like, we just like when you talk and we just like when you talk. And I do think there's like a bit like you guys are asking me a lot of relationship stuff, which like, I don't know why you guys think that I know the relationship stuff considering all my past, but I still think that's kind of flattering that you think that. So we can go with that. Come say hi and then you can go eat your ice cream that I just made you, okay?
It tastes like strawberry.
It tastes like strawberry ice cream because it is. Come say hi.
Hi.
And then you have to go sit down, okay? Don't shake around. Don't shake around. Sit up. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Did you tell them that you went to the doctor today?
I went to the doctor today. Baby can't talk.
You are not a baby, so yeah, you can talk. So what happens at the doctor's?
No.
You got needles. How many needles did you get? 2. Yeah. Okay, go to your room and eat your ice cream. And then you can come out when mommy finish, okay?
Okay. I want to eat it all too fast.
Operation ice cream is not looking good. You still have more if you eat it all. So he did have a doctor's appointment today and we got some not so great news that I was emotional about, but then I'm like, why are you emotional? Like, this is not the end of the world things. It's just like another step in the process. So the tendon in his heel is just not, has 0 movement. So instead of the cast for 6 months, switching them out as his feet gradually go down, now we have to go to the surgery. And I think I was just emotional about it because nobody wants their kids to be put to sleep. Like, we got to get blood work done on Friday. So we have all his blood work on file for surgery. And that's just a lot for me with everything else that's already going on. And on top of me just being a naturally sensitive person, I'm not built for this. I don't want my son to have surgery and be put to sleep. I'm scared when I have surgery and put to sleep. So of course, I would be scared for my baby. But that's not why we're here. Well, I told you why we were here, but before I just got a really exciting email. And so I want to share it with you because once again, oh yeah, my hair is back black. Don't you just love it on me? Like, now I feel like myself again. I tried to do like the little sweet and innocent, like this hairstyle is so cute, but it wasn't working. And now I just feel more like myself. My nails are black, my hair is back black. This just feels more like me. And then I got an email saying that my aligners were on the way, so then my gap will be closed again. And I will just be happy. But you know, this time I'm not doing braces like I did, and I'm not using Invisalign. I'm using Byte. And I know everybody knows about Byte because I found them because I saw them, like I always see them on my TikTok or always on my Instagram page, like people wearing them. And I really like it. So I kind of want to tell you about it because it's easy as heck. So I don't know if you guys can see. How can I get you guys to see this? These are my teeth. That is a footage of my mouth, which I find to be so interesting because I hated have to go into the dentist all the time, like all the way around, like footage of my mouth, right? You can click like, how do I do this? How did I get it to focus again? So you can see at the top, it says like top, bottom, right side, left side. Like you can see your entire, like everything on here. You can see your entire treatment plan and everything that you need. So I picked the nighttime aligners. They're on the way just because I really just need to fix this really small gap and like get it together. But I am going to show you guys my, I'm gonna put my code in here because yes, I do have a promo code and I know other people can benefit from it. Brooke is doing it, my sister's doing it, she's using my promo code. But like, so the top of my teeth, that also tells you how many aligners you're gonna need. I need 4 trays for the top and 9 for the bottom, which is weird to me because I feel like my bottom is fairly straight and that my gap is just like my focal point, but I'm not a doctor. This is what the dentist said. So I thought that was cool that it was like so easy like to get your promo code and kind of like get on with this process and do everything on your phone or through emails and not have to go to a doctor's office. The thing that what I really came on here to talk about is y'all have been, I was on TikTok live. I've been on TikTok live a lot. So if you're not on my TikTok when I go live, sorry for you, because we really like get on there and we get to talking. I mean, they do ask the same question, like, and I'll answer those too. But everybody seems to think like I have this holy grail outlook on relationships and love and life. So we'll start with like the basic stuff that's not detailed because y'all also asking questions and I screenshotted them on TikTok live just so I could keep them in my thought process. So first thing I want to talk about is the man from the pizza shop. Y'all are so delusional. Like, y'all are the most delusional people. Some of you delusional people, and I, coming from me who enjoys being delusional sometimes, if I'm calling you delusional, it's becoming a problem. Why do y'all think that I like every man that you see me film with? Like, what is that? The guy in the pizza shop, I get, that's funny, it's humorous. And I can understand that my energy is probably like a little bit flirty. I'm not even sure if it's flirty or y'all are not used to seeing women being so like forward. Like, I talk, I have great conversation. I'm not gonna be walk in a room and just be quiet. I'm gonna walk in a room and be like, hey everybody, I'm 7, how are y'all? Like, so to see women probably be like that with men sometimes is slightly strange, but like, that's just, I just have a really big personality. 2, y'all haven't seen me like, y'all only seen me in one relationship, right? That by the time you guys really got to get in it, it was in a very rocky place. So the look of it was different, but I am so affectionate. Like, when I'm in relationships, we are equally, if you're not all over me, we're not gonna work, because I don't like people that aren't all over me. I'm a heavy PDA person, so we're 99% of the time, I'm all over the person and they're all over me. So it's very, very obvious when I'm dealing with somebody. And I mean, like, I've been on dates where I've like sat on their lap in restaurants where I would be like that couple that you look at in a restaurant and just be like, oh, y'all are doing a lot. I wasn't like that at high school, which is weird, but like, I'll sit on my man's lap. I sit on the same side of the table in a restaurant just to like paint a picture. I'm not sitting across. So that's probably another reason why y'all think I'm always flirting, because y'all have never ever seen me like on a real like flirtatious level. Even when I posted that TikTok and I had like somebody feeding me cotton candy, we're very obviously sitting on the same side of the table, and very obvious, I think it was obvious that we were all over each other the entire date. So that's one thing. The guy in the pizza shop is funny. No, I'm not attracted to the guy in the pizza shop. I'm just nice and have a lot of personality for a girl, and I can keep up with the boys. Y'all have to remember, I always thought of myself as one of the boys. I grew up with guys. I never had older brothers. I have 3 younger brothers, but also I was a tomboy, and I had a group of guys that pretty much raised me and watched me grow up. I look at them as brothers. One of them just passed, and that was like a really hard thing for loss for all of us. But so I grew up with like a group of boys. I'd be on the football field playing with the boys, not even thinking about what the girls were doing. But besides that, the only place where it becomes a problem is the DDG thing. Y'all swear that I am just like so head over heels for DDG off this one video where I didn't even feel like I was being that flirty, but because I said like I was on the pole in Jamaica, that's what was happening. Like, do you think when I said like I was on the pole doing a good job like a stripper in Magic City or Booby Trap? No, it was terrible. It was like I barely could get up the pole and I fell back down the pole. So I wasn't saying it in like a sexual manner. But then you guys will say that I like DDG and then proceed to ask, have I met Holly, or Holly, I want to say it's Holly. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. But then you'll ask if I met her, and it just is crazy to me because I'm like, why would she want to meet me? if I see it and he sees it, don't you think that she sees it? And some of you tag me and her. Like, there was just this whole TikTok the other day after I got off this live, and they were like, at Holly, don't believe her, like she's definitely sleeping with your man. And I'm just like, excuse me? No, that's not true. But why would she want to meet me when this like narrative is being pushed so hard? I would be surprised if she ever wants to meet me, and probably hates my guts because y'all be doing too much. So no, I'm not trying to date the guy from the pizza shop. I'm not gonna get him on a date with a guy from the pizza shop, and I'm not dating DDG, and we don't have a romantic relationship. Our relationship is completely friendly. That's why I can tell him, like, I'm not trying to tell a man that I'm attracted to and I want him to take me serious, that I was on a pole in Jamaica almost falling to my death and like falling on top of the strippers. It wasn't like I was doing my best work, like, no, I can't dance. So it was literally strippers holding me up by the butt, trying to get me up that pole. And I'm not telling the guy like that. I want him to look at me as perfection. So no, that is one thing that we can kind of nip in the bud. The next thing that you guys asked a lot was like, how did I get away from Taliban? And if I'm being quite honest, I never had like the sense that, oh my God, I really want to get away from Taliban. I always had like the image in my head that he would get over me eventually, because we don't talk about enough. And I know it's like part of me being so selfless, and I don't know if it's like a bad thing that I think like this, if I'm just like too selfless sometimes. So I had time to get over him, because like I don't know if it's just me, like I will let somebody do so many things to me until one day I wake up and I just don't like them anymore. So now it's like, it's not even that you're upsetting me or you're hurting my feelings and I can't take it. Now it's to the point where I genuinely feel like disgust for you, and I no longer look at you in a romantic level, which is what happens in my last relationship with him, or in my relationship with him. So I kind of just let him do his thing, because I know I needed that time as a mom to like spend time with my baby. And I would tell him this, like I would be like, do your thing. When I would catch him, it got to a point where I wouldn't even yell and scream anymore. I would be like, keep doing your thing. I'm gonna get my time. I'm gonna wake up one day and I'm not gonna love you anymore, and that's gonna be really hard on you. So just remember that I'm telling you this. And I would say it to him just like that, like, remember this conversation right here. So when we did get to that point and he would try to argue with me, I would always be like, you remember that conversation where I told you? So that's kind of where I was with it. Like, I need you to make me hate you in order to move on. That's just like a trait that I have. But the selfless thing that I was talking about is that I also understand that, like, I've had time to hate you, to heal from you, to no longer, would you find? So like I was saying, I also understand that I had time to go through all the emotions, and me walking away and leaving and dating other people and being extremely honest about me dating other people is not something he's used to.
Mommy, I found my toy box.
Okay, baby, go play, okay? He wasn't used to that. That wasn't his normal. It was my normal. And so I healed and I got over it faster. But I would feel bad. Like, I would genuinely feel like, you know what, I do feel sorry for you, because this is a hard transition for you, because it was a hard transition for me, realizing that you were never going to belong to me and we were never going to work. So now you're going through the emotions that I already went through. And I understood him having to villainize me, because I had to villainize him. And so I wouldn't say like, how did I finally get away from him? I think that they came and took him, and so we were right in the, so I think they came and took him, and now it's even harder for him, because he's probably a little bit stressed about me, I would assume. Not much at this point, but now he has to take that time away from me, and he has to learn to be without me. And that's why I think this process is kind of a little bit easier on me, because one, I've already did a bid with him. I did a 2-year bid with him where I completely waited for him to come home. And so and then he comes home, and the relationship was not what I wanted to be. He was not who I wanted him to be. And so I've already kind of learned in a sense how to live without him. And so yeah, I try to be like as understanding as possible in dynamics, whether I feel like I'm the good guy or I feel like I'm the bad guy. That yeah, everybody still has to like go through their emotions and heal and get over it. And I don't do it in every relationship. I did it in that one specifically because we have a baby together. So if he didn't let me feel those emotions out and do his big one where I finally just like, okay, dude, you doing too much, I got to go. We wouldn't be able to have a good co-parenting situation. And likewise, if I don't allow him to have those feelings and feel how he feels and yell and scream and make the scenes that he was making, we wouldn't be able to get to a point where we can just co-parent. So I'm not saying we're there, but I mean, I think at some point we're gonna have to get there considering the situation, because now you can't just kind of call and yell at me. I can just be like, click, like I'm not listening to this. And also I believe the easier that he makes the relationship with me and vice versa, the easier his relationship will be able to be with Six. Like you can't badger me and yell at me and scream at me about the things that I'm doing when you know that I was doing them in the first place, when I'm honest with you about it, and expects me to go out of my way and come to visits and answer phone calls and keep that connection coming through, because at the end of the day I have to be in a healthy mind space. I can't be arguing and screaming and yelling and raising a baby by myself. That just doesn't make sense to me. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's how I got away from him, but I just think that when you have a kid together, why would I want to get away from him? I have no desire to completely cut him out of his son's life. You broke it. I think that kind of stems from like watching my mom and dad. I have like such a weird relationship with my brothers and like just that side of the family in general, because my parents have a terrible relationship. And my mom was always so adamant about like us having a good relationship with my dad, no matter what she felt like he did to her or no matter how the relationship ended. So I kind of learned from example, and kids shouldn't have to suffer because adults can't figure their shit out. So I feel like me and my brothers, my younger brothers, you guys, some of y'all don't even know I have younger brothers. I have 3 younger brothers, and I feel like our relationships kind of suffer because adults couldn't figure out adult things. So that's that on that. I really don't know how else to explain how to get away from y'all baby daddies, but I wasn't really trying to get away from mine. We would be so cool. Like I would always say like we could make the best of friends. So, and then also I have to consider the fact that I'm used to being friends with my exes. Jill's brother, Will, for example, I dated him for years. We were best friends for years. We ended up dating right after high school. We dated for like 4 or 5 years, broke up. I gave him time to like get over the emotions, and then we're best friends. I love his baby mama. The kids play together. I would leave my kids with them. They'll leave their kid with me. And that's just healthy to me. My first boyfriend ever, Brian, I still have a relationship with him. We're great friends. It's completely like platonic relationships and nothing else behind it. So that's also what I had to be sensitive towards too, that I'm used to having these friendships with my partners, because I'm not spending years and years and years with people and then waking up and pretending like they don't exist. That's not what I want to be. Or like, I want us to be friends and I want us to love each other, because at some point we were friends, and I think me and baby daddy could be great friends at some point, but he just deserves that time to heal, just like I deserve that time to heal. So good luck with whoever you trying to get away from, because the way you worded it sounds kind of crazy. It sounds like you running for dear life. Was I running for dear life? A little bit, but you know, I wasn't really running. I was like speed walking. But also I would be to blame sometimes, because sometimes I'd indulge in things I shouldn't indulge in. But we're not perfect. So another question was like, how do I have such a positive look on relationships after everything? To be honest, it's okay, baby. To be honest, I think that comes from like, I truly believe, and you can tell me if like I'm like, maybe I'm the only person, but I believe like soulmates are a real thing. Like there's one person for me, and like ideally I would love to skip around all the drama and all these people and all the things that I'm doing and all the dating that I'm doing and all the stupid boys and their stupid games, but you can't. I can't skip around it. I can't go around it. You don't get to like skip through all the chapters. You have to go through it. So for me, when like a breakup happens, it is devastating. It's just as sad for me, and I go through my sad moments and I cry and I complain and I do the whole thing. But I think I get my peace of mind from knowing like, if this didn't work out, that means that that's not my soulmate. Because when I meet my soulmate, when I meet that one person that was put on this earth to like really love me, we will make it work by any means, no matter what. So I kind of get like, that's where I get my like excitement for relationships from. And then I think like as women, sometimes we're not like 100% honest with each other. And don't shoot me, this is my perspective. Y'all, he's whining about a toy that he lost that he just won't look for. But I feel like there's been moments, okay, honesty hour. There was this point that when my son's dad first came home, I kind of realized like, I think we spent so much time apart and that connection that we had kind of fizzled out. This kid is really not gonna let me get nothing done. Sorry, I have to keep stopping, but so there'd be little personality things, and it's not just with him. It happens to me like a lot in different dynamics where they'll do something and I'll think in the back of my mind, because I have a picture of what my life looks like in the future. So when you have a picture, like a mental picture of it, you know what personalities do or don't fit, or who does and does not fit in that, right? And so an example, and I just use baby daddy for an example because it's not to like bash him, but I use him for an example because it's the only relationship you guys know, right? He wasn't as family oriented as I am. He comes from a great family and they're really nice people, but he's just not family oriented. And so it would upset him when I would want to spend more time with them than him. And I didn't understand that because we could do it together. Or like when I had Six, I kind of had to pressure him like, well, we need to take Six over there to meet them. And it wasn't any urgency there for him. Or like I keep in touch with his family more than he does. And so in the back of my mind, I kind of knew that that wasn't a part of my story and didn't fit into what my plan was. So essentially, I knew that he wasn't the one. And so you have to ask yourself, how much can I really blame him if I knew at some point that he wasn't the one? And I do this in a lot of dynamics, or even just dating. Like I'll realize like this doesn't fit into my picture, and I'll conform a little bit. Like that's what life is about, give and take, but I'm not giving too much. Like what I want my life to look like is what I want. If you hate animals, I don't think that we can be together. And that might be a little bit sick, but my life in the future looks like to me a compound with my family and a house across the, like a neighborhood of my family, some land for my farm animals, some chickens, some cows, growing my own vegetables. For real this time, I think we'll be good. But that's what my life looks like, or like the beach and my longboard. And like, so my lifestyle is really simple. I mean, it's not simple, it's still an expensive lifestyle, but it's different kind of expensive, right? As to where he was more so like bags and jewelry and shopping and cars and clothes and clubs. And I do like to go to the club, don't get me wrong, but like that our interests were different, right? Because like he would think that he's doing so much for me and giving me so much, but because that was not what I wanted and it wasn't my love language, or it would seem like I was ungrateful because I'm like, yeah, this was cool, but like it's not me. So like in the back of your mind, you kind of get to a point, and if you sit and think about it after watching this, like you'll really see what I'm saying. You'll meet a person, and the more time you spend with them, you'll realize that you guys don't align with like what your future plans are, right? And so you got to be honest with yourself about that. Like, you know what? I can still be optimistic about dating. One, because I believe in like there's one person out there for me, and two, because as I like reflect, because I go through like this big reflection period all throughout my relationships, but especially when they're over, and I'm like, yeah, like, why are you crying? This is not this wasn't your end game. This is not what you wanted your end game to look like, and they don't fit in your end game. So that's why I stay really optimistic about dating. I just be chilling. Or I just keep it, I try to be so real with myself. So I'm not like, I'm delusional for fun, not like intentional. So like I could have a conversation, and even me and my friends and my family, like my mom is not the mom that's gonna be like, oh yeah, niggas ain't shit. Well, yeah, she's gonna say that. She's gonna be like, of course he ain't shit if he really ain't shit. But she's also gonna be like, well, I mean, at this point, are we really surprised that this is what's happening? Like, you're gonna have to get over it. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Another question, and I get this question a lot, like, how are me and Brooke so close? And I think this might be stemming, you guys have asked me this like a lot in the past, but I think this is mostly like, stemming from like the Krishan and Taziki. I don't know her name. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Please don't try to fight me. You know, I try to refrain from talking about these ladies because I feel like if I say one small thing, they're just like ready to get on my ass about something. So I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but Krishan's sister Taziki, whatever it is. I kind of like the clips that I've been seeing of her. But I think that it was stemming from that because the follow-up questions were like, how are you and your sister so close? How do you feel about Krishan having her friends jump her sister? So I'll start with the Krishan having her friends jump her sister because I feel like that's the shortest one. I think that is just like god awful. Like that is one of the worst things. That's one of the lines that me and my sisters will never recover from that, because at that point you genuinely want somebody to hurt me and you genuinely don't. Like, I feel like that's the line you cross at the point of hate. Like, you just don't like me and I don't want to be around anybody who dislikes me that much. I think that was a really awful thing to do. The beef stays in the family. Like, even my mom has always taught us, like, even when me and my sisters are fighting, we don't go and call our cousins or like and get everybody involved. We really try to keep it in between us. Yeah, I have physically fought with 2 of my sisters before. Not really Brooke so much. I think me and Brooke have just like this really special, sensitive bond for each other just because what we went through together in our childhood. But like, I would never, like, there's nothing, I don't think that, and especially not like, because Brooke has fought for me a lot, especially when I was pregnant, or especially anytime I asked her to. If I'm just not in the mood to fight, and likewise, if she's not in the mood, I'll do it for her if she feels like it's something that has to happen. So from what I get from it is that she didn't want to fight anybody who was weaker than her, and that led her sister to get her jumps by her friends because she was upset about that. And that is just so mind-boggling to me, because I'm sure she's done like 100 good things for Krishan, and then the one stupid thing that she didn't do, you would have somebody jump your sister. Like, I really can't think of a reason, and that would be like the last God-given reason on earth I would ever think of, to let somebody, I can't even watch my sisters fight. I have never been able to watch any of my sisters, the sisters that I have seen fight, I have never been able to watch them fight and not jump in. So I couldn't imagine actually sicking some girls on my sister and be like, jump her ass. Like, what? That is insane. But yeah, I honestly think that's disgusting, and I don't really care how anybody feels about how I feel. But to go into like the actual point of the question, how are me and my sister and my friends so close? Like, I feel like the funny thing for me is like, I can do without romantic relationships. Like, I have always been able to do without romantic relationships. I actually enjoy being alone a lot more than I do. I mean, I like being alone, but I love companionship. But like, companionship has always just been very tricky for me, and it's always been stressful. So I feel like when it's not around, it's just less stress on my plate. But I don't know, it's just, to me, because I can do without a male, like, I can't do without my friends. Now, if I don't see Brooke for a long time, I'm devastated. If I don't talk like to my sisters or my mom, I'm devastated. If I'm not with my friends or like like, I'm devastated if I don't have my friends around. You guys remember when I fell out with one of my friends for a while, and it was really hard on me. Despite what the reason was, it still was like, you have to think, like, all of my friends have been in my life like 10 years plus. I don't have like a lot of new friends. I don't like really hanging around new people. That's not my thing. I feel like I have my tribe and they accept me as I am and I accept them as they am, and we work. There's no like bunch of drama. Girls are drama. There's no bunch of drama, so I just keep the same people around me. But I could not imagine like being in a situation. I see it on Twitter all the time where girls are like, I don't need friends. I do. I need friends. I love that I have a group of girls that like I can call, whether it's my sister or Tiffany, whether we're blood, whether we're not. I love that I have people that I can turn to when things get really hard, right? Because things do get hard and there's a lot of ups and downs, and there's people who can relate to that, not just me dumping on them. They have bad days too, and we laugh about it. I have such a good group of friends because we all have like this really sick sense of humor that nobody seems to understand, but we get it. And so we can laugh at the things we go through, and we can cry through the things we go through, and I can't do that with a man, because if the man is the one putting me through that stuff and I'm isolated and I have no friends and I'm like just one of those girls who believe in friendships are just not important, who do you turn to? Like, that must be like a really, really sad dynamic to have in your life. I don't want to have that. I need my people. I'm actually very like I said, even in relationships, I'm very like touchy and feely, but with my friends, I'm like that too. Like, I'm all over them. I drive Brooke nuts. I purposely try to hug and kiss on Brooke all the time just to annoy her, because she's an Aquarius and she doesn't like to be touched. So I think I've just learned over the years that like men will come and go, and my friends have always been there, and they've saw me through so many different phases in life, and they've loved me through every phase. Even when some phases were really, really hard to love me through, they made it work. So when you have people in your life that'll make it work for you like that, you should want to keep them, and you should want to work really hard for those relationships. And you know what's unfortunate is when I see girls think like that and feel like that about friends and sisters and relationships, is that Krishan, for example, and this is not a Krishan hate train, but like that's where the conversation stemmed from. She'll go so hard and we'll be so forgiving and go so hard for these men and won't do the same thing for our friends. And I think that is just so crazy to me. Like, that's no life that I want to live, and that's not anything that I want to be a part of. I never want a man to feel that good about himself. Like, he could have a million chances and my friend only gets one. And yeah, it is more personal when your friends do that to you because they know more about you and you love them so much. But I don't know. For me, it's just like, back to what I was saying, like, there's always something in the back of my mind where I know that some of the men that I've come across in my life don't fit into my picture for my life. These women fit there. Like, I want Brooke next door to me in the house. I want my mom across. I want Tiffany next door to me. I want my older sisters next door. I want my niece and all of my little babies running around. Jill, all of her babies. I want our kids to grow up together. It comes back to them like fitting in the picture I have for myself, and them like their dark humor that matches mine. Like, my friends match. I don't have any friends that are just like, you know, I have associates of course, but like my friends, they match my like vision for my life. They have dark humor, they're funny, they're sensitive, they're smart, they're a little rough around the edges. Like, if you notice, all of us are kind of like very cohesive in how we think and we move, and not to say we're the same, but we fit into this complicated puzzle of what life looks like to all of us. So that's how I feel about the Krishan and her sister thing. I think that's extremely unfortunate, and I do hope that like more women know like platonic love. There's like this one post that I love so much, it was like a TikTok or something, where, excuse me, it talks about like the women in it said something like, the women in my life have healed me in ways that no man could. Like, how platonic love is like so important, and I think we forget how important it is because we're taught that like love is like man and women, and no, like platonic love is really, really important. And if I don't teach y'all anything else, please, because a lot of y'all are younger, please take that away from me. Like, platonic love has been the most important, the best, the most special, the most important the ones that I speak highly about. Like, relationship love has been quite miserable, I'm not gonna lie. It's not getting easier, but the women that I have come across in my life and have made friends with have really like helped me in so many different ways and healed me in so many different ways. And I think that when you get to a point where you can acknowledge that and like really look at that bigger picture of that, how you can just sit and cry with your friends or laugh with your friends, or your friends are right behind you and it's time to go to war. Like, men are not riding for us like that. And some are, don't get me wrong. I'm not on a I hate men train. I love men. I think that I hate that men and women are in a climate now where we are like battling with each other. I don't want to battle with a man. I know that I need men, and men should know that they need women. We need each other. It makes the world go around. But men have just not been there for me in the way that the women in my life have. So I have to hold them with high regard, you know? And I learned it even moving to LA and like moving around my family is when I really started to, I think I took them for granted a little bit before that. And I really started to understand, like, you are just one of those people who just loves your family and loves your friends. And if I could have it my way, me and Brooke would live together with my man and her man, and we would be best friends. And like, all of us would be together for the rest of our lives. And that's how my life looks. So I have to find somebody that'll be okay with living on a compound. Yeah, but relationship dynamics don't have to just be about your love with men or the opposite sex. Love is just, it's a really great feeling, especially when there's like your friends, there's no wicked intentions behind it most of the time. It's just like, we just fit and we're just goofy, silly, and stupid together. And so let's just be together. So yeah, even hopefully my husband's family loves me as much as I want to love them. And yeah, 2 more questions. One of them is, when are you having another baby? No time soon, okay? That's just not happening, I'm sorry. To be quite honest, I want to get married before I have another baby, because I think the world is a bit confused. Like, everybody seems to think marriage is a bigger commitment than a baby, and no, it's not. Like, but I think that's become like a normal for us. It's just a piece of paper that we could throw out, get annulled, get divorced, and get away with. But like, this kid that we have between us is going to grow up to be a big adult, and we're still going to be his parents. So I feel like it is a big red flag to me when I hear men are willing to have children with me but not willing to marry me. I think that they're ignorant, and I think that that's nothing that I want to be a part of. So unless I'll come on here and I'll be like, motherfuckers, I told y'all I was going to get my happy ending. Don't expect a baby out of me. I'm sorry. If I do it, I'm gonna come back and play this part of the video and be like, you dumbass. But yeah, I just don't see it happening. And to be quite honest, I don't have any prospects. I'm just dating like in general now. Like, Monday I might go on a date with somebody I'm consistently seeing, and then by Friday night I might just be on a random date. So I'm just dating and having fun. The last question, and I hope y'all never ever 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 ask me this again, okay? Am I going to do Baddies again? No, 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 no. And here's why. No. Here's why no. If maybe I could have a different role on Baddies, yes. Like maybe hosting a reunion or like life coaching, therapy. I would come on there and do that. I feel like I would be good at life coaching. But not because I think some people are saying like, do you think you're better than it? And that's not the case. Like, I fight in my regular life, so that would be impossible for me to think that I'm better than anything. I think that if you want to do Baddies, you have to be prepared that like it is going to be a lot of chaos, and it is going to be a lot of fighting. And that type of stuff is just what sells now, so it's not necessarily just their fault. But whether we like it or not, negativity is what sells. Negativity is what people are looking for. That's what they want to see. I don't think I'm better than anybody that's on that show. I don't think anybody's beneath me. I just think that I'm not in that place anymore. And I think, and not to speak for all the girls, some of the girls are new to fighting and new to chaos and new to like all the attention and everything. And so as somebody who from a really young age has had to fight her entire life I am exhausted of fighting. Like, I'm so tired of fighting. Y'all have no idea. And not just saying like street fights or like bad girls club fights. Like, I have fought from a very young age, and like mental fights, physical fights, just like all of it is really draining for me. So whereas like it's exciting for some people, it's not for me, and I'm really, really, really exhausted from it. And I just don't want to even have to be in those environments where I want to worry, stress, because it stresses me. Fighting, it actually really stresses me out. I don't want to have to be in those type of environments where I have to think that something could happen or something bad happen. Like, I just been in a 6-year relationship where we fought quite often. Not physical, I wasn't being abused. If you want to be technical, I probably was more of the aggressor 99% of the time. But I'm just tired, man. I'm tired of everything being so complicated and so difficult. And so I don't want to put myself in a position where it's going to be more complicated and more difficult, right? Because it doesn't just stop at the show, right? It carries on live, and then you guys have to argue all day. It carries on in the comments. It carries on, like, it just never stops. So like, I'm not going to do it now because I think that I'm better than anybody, but because that's just not the place that I'm in my life anymore. I'm really exhausted, and I kind of just want to, you know, I'm going through something drastic. My son's dad being in jail is big, especially for the fact that he'll be gone for a very significant amount of time. And so I don't even want to get on that show and like all the things that I'm going through, because that's what happens 99% of the time I'm fighting. I'm going to accidentally fight a random person, and they're going to get the brunt of all the shit that I'm going through. And it's just crazy to me. Like, so yeah, no, I'm going through enough. I don't have time to add anything else to that. And so it's not about me thinking I'm better than anybody. It's not about me thinking I'm too good for Zeus or whatever the case, whatever people think that it is. It's just the fact that I'm tired, y'all. And I think I deserve just a little bit of peace in my life. And if there's a little bit of chaos around, the chaos is going to be that I can't control it. Like what's happening now, I can't control that the FBI has just came and like turned my world upside down. But I can control that. I cannot have to be a part of that. But some people are in that place in their life. Like, some people might always be in that place in their life. That's not to say like that's okay, but that doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with them. They'll get tired eventually. Everybody gets tired of something. And good luck to all the girls. I watch the clips. I don't actually watch the show, but I do watch the fighting clips, and it looked like it's going down on there. So yeah, it looks a little crazy. I know y'all are gonna ask, because that was the other questions, who do I like so far? From the clips, I like Krishan's sister a lot. Natalie has been a lot more likable than I've seen in a long time, than I've seen like in the past few seasons. She's just been saying things. Maybe it just comes with maturity. Like I said, you get to a certain point, but from the clips, it seems like she's coming with a lot of logic. Fly's had is Sky. That's my girl. That's my Virgo sister. I love her. Sky's like me. She's so chill. Y'all probably won't even see her fight unless somebody just really bother her. Who else do I know that's on there? I saw Woe Vicky in a clip getting chased. Poor Vicky. I don't even know why she went on there. And Rolly, we communicate, but I haven't seen much of like her in clips. Yeah, I think like good luck to all of them. I wish y'all the best. I hope that you guys get everything that you can from it, because reality TV is, when I was on it, it's pretty beneficial. It's a little oversaturated now, so it's harder. There's a lot more girls, but I think ride the wave so you can't ride it no more and shit. Look at me, I ain't done BGC in so long, and it's still relevant to my story. So yeah, good luck with that. Hopefully y'all come out okay, because y'all are there brawling like it just looks like it's World War III. But yeah, that was it. I just wanted to come on here and talk to y'all and like try to answer some of the most asked questions. And you see they were kind of all over the place, all from relationships to baddies to pizza shop guys. And so that's just really all I got to say. I appreciate you guys for always watching. Y'all have to let me know in the comments if you guys love my hair being black as much as I do. So yeah.